Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about a very important topic that's going around right now in the MMA community, and that's whether or not Islam Makhachev is the GOAT of the lightweight division, as well as Merab being the GOAT for his division, of course, the bantamweight division. Now I have my own takes on this, and hopefully you guys stick around and listen to everything that I have to say so that you guys have a better idea of my mental process. But let's go ahead and start off with Islam Makhachev. Right now, he has the most wins of any champion in the lightweight history. But let's go ahead and look at his record really quickly. So, to get obviously the lightweight championship, he had to go through Charles Oliveira, and then of course after that he went against Alexander Volkanovski. And in my honest opinion, I feel like those are definitely his best wins because of course Charles Oliveira at that time was a very dominant champion, pretty much clearing the division, and the only fighter that he had left to beat at the time was of course Islam Makhachev, but Islam Makhachev managed to beat him in that fight. Which wasn't even close at all, in my honest opinion. Now, after that fight, of course, he faced off against Alexander Volkanovski, and at that time, Alexander Volkanovski was a top 3 pound for pound fighter in the entire UFC. So, in my honest opinion, I still feel like that's his best win so far to date. I feel like Alexander Volkanovski is a great fighter, super accomplished, cerebral, great fundamentals, great champion. And I think that to date, I feel like Islam Makashev's best win is against Alexander Volkanovski. Number 2 could be against Charles Oliveira. But of course, we know that he's defended his title the most out of all lightweight champions. But in my honest opinion, I still feel like statistically, of course, he is the most accomplished fighter, but I don't recognize him yet as the best lightweight in history because, in my honest opinion, I still feel like that title definitely still remains with Khabib Nurmagomedov. And that's a very simple argument. I mean, I feel like Khabib definitely beat the real lightweights at their prime. I know that Islam Makhachev managed to beat Dustin Poirier, but it's a old Dustin Poirier. I mean, Dustin Poirier is like literally gonna retire, literally his next fight, and the second to last fight was obviously against Islam Makhachev. So it's pretty clear to say that Dustin Poirier was nowhere near his prime. But unlike Khabib Nurmagomedov, Khabib did fight Dustin Poirier at the peak of his career and managed to beat him in a very impressively. And of course, Islam Makhachev beat Renato Moicano, but is Renato Moicano, of course, Renato Moicano is a good fighter and all, but he's number 10th ranked. Until uh Islam beats maybe another real contender, I wouldn't really make him the best lightweight of all time. He's probably maybe another win away from that. But the way that I have it, I feel like Khabib is still number 1, the best of all time in terms of lightweights, and then I would put Islam at second if I'm just being completely freaking honest with you guys. I mean, with the way that the UFC's lightweight division is looking right now, it's looking a little bit weird. I mean, I wouldn't really know who to put in front of Islam Makhachev that would definitely guarantee him the title of the best lightweight ever, besides Arman Sarukian. I think that a win over Arman Sarukian would definitely give him that title because Arman Sarukian is a young guy who just entered his physical prime. I feel like if Islam Makhachev does beat Arman Sarukian, then he would definitely deserve the title of best lightweight of all time. If not, maybe beating another prospect. But he needs to go against real lightweights. He needs to go against, fighters that are in their prime, real lightweights. Like I said, of course, yeah, he did beat Dustin Poirier, but like I said, it was an old version of Dustin Poirier, and he beat the number 10th ranked fighter, which is Renato Moicano, and I don't think that's enough to give him that title of the best lightweight of all time. But he needs to go against Arman Sarukian, and Arman Sarukian just needs to not get injured. He needs to, get a good win. He needs to get a good win against, some fighter in the top 5, then face off against Islam Makhachev. If Islam Makhachev does beat Arman Sarukian, then Islam Makhachev definitely does deserve the title of being, the best lightweight of all time. But still, getting the most wins in the lightweight division in terms of defending a title is still an incredible feat. So yeah, I would just say that statistically, on paper, Islam Makhachev is the best lightweight. All right, but I kind of want to transition into talking about Merab really because I really do think that he has a great argument as to why he possibly is now the best bantamweight of all time. And let's go ahead and look at his resume a little bit. Of course, this past weekend he did have that fight against Umar Nurmagomedov, and that was such a great victory. He shut up a lot of people, including myself, who thought that Umar Nurmagomedov was just going to come in there and completely dominate the fight. But that's not what we saw at all. Arguably, Merab won most of the rounds. He did beat Umar Nurmagomedov in convincing fashion, in my honest opinion, and he's just been in a complete tear. Of course, we know that he lost his first two UFC fights, but I think that right now he's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wins in a row. And let's go ahead and break down his resume. Of course, Umar Nurmagomedov comes from a great camp over there at AKA, training with Khabib, training with Usman, training with Islam Makhachev. He has a lot of training partners that are high caliber, championship level fighters. And yeah, Umar Nurmagomedov, it was a prospect in the bantamweight division without a doubt. And Merab was able to defeat him in a crazy fashion. He got that win over Sean O'Malley as well to become the champion. And of course, Sean O'Malley has always been a poster boy for the UFC. The UFC has done a great job at putting Sean O'Malley's name and getting a victory over Sean O'Malley. Of course, a champion was a great W for him. He got a win over Henry Cejudo, another former champion, championship level fighter, and he made him look average, right? He even picked him up and embarrassed him a little bit. And I think that that was a great win for Merab as well. Before that, he beats Peter Yan in convincing fashion as well. I thought Peter Yan was going to defeat him. As some of you guys may know, Peter Yan is one of my favorite fighters. I think that he is really, really smart, especially when it comes to his striking game. But his striking did absolutely nothing to Merab. Merab was just going in there and pretty much rounds. Great win for Merab in that fight as well. Before that, he fights the great Jose Aldo. And this just wasn't like old Jose Aldo. I think in 2022, Jose Aldo might have been like in his mid 30s. So it wasn't like a Jose Aldo that was, completely, washed up, as some of you guys might like to express that. It was a Jose Aldo that wasn't too far off from his prime, if I'm just being honest. And Rob really put him away, and that was a great victory from him as well. But before that, he got a crazy TKO KO win over Marlon Moraes. And of course, we all know that Marlon Moraes was a great fighter at one point. But yeah, Rob really right now is really hard to argue against any other fighter. I think that Merab really definitely has one of the best resumes right now in bantamweight history, and I think that he poses a great argument as being, one of the greatest bantamweights of all time already. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you guys think that Islam Makhachev is the best lightweight of all time? If not, let me know who you guys think is the best lightweight of all time. Do you guys think that Merab really deserves to be crowned or given the title as the best bantamweight of all time? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, it's a pleasure. Peace out and have a good one.